Okay, hello. I'm John Caprani. I'm here with Pete Taylor from The Awakened Man in UK. And Pete and I worked together last year, and we're going to have a little bit of a chat about work we did together. Pete, can you tell us a little bit about your business to get started, please?
Yeah, sure. So we work with predominantly business owning men and corporate leaders. We help them shift their mind. So we help them up level their thinking, get them to be a leader, not only in their business, but also in their relationships, also in their health. So there's a whole of life approach.
And how long have you been in business for?
The Awakened Man's been in business for 2 years, right? So it's quite a new business. We've been in business for a long time, but the Awakened Man project itself, 2 years.
Okay, and then you and I worked together in July, August of 2022, which is about 6 to 7 months ago now. And why did you decide to actually work with me at that time?
So I came on board with Awakened Man full time at the start of the year. Prior to that, we'd very much been underground, right? There'd been no marketing, there'd been no like offer creation. It's like we started like a mastermind underground. We got 20 guys with us. We got some great results. I came on board full time to make it into a proper business, right? But for the first up until July, really, so like 7 months of the year, we were just doing loads and loads of testing, throwing loads of things at walls, seeing what's going to stick. And I just needed some help, right? I just wanted some professional. I want an expert in to come and help us out with our offer, right? And also just with our like copy around our offer. We were getting way too in the weeds. I need an expert to come in and come and simplify it. That's where John comes in.
So as I recall, when we were working together, the primary thing that we had an issue with is you had a very high ticket offer, which is about 12K at that time, or 15K, is that right?
Yeah.
And you were having an issue where there was a gap between where you were bringing people on board, they were interested, but it was to make an investment at that price point, you just needed something to bridge the gap, a lower priced offer that could help them work with you and see the value of making that larger investment, right?
Absolutely. We were because we were new to the market, right? We'd all run our other businesses, like bricks and mortar. We weren't online spaces, so we're new to the market. And when we had guys come and talk to us, they're like, "Oh, who the hell are these guys?" And they want all this big money, right? Which is fair enough, right? So we needed something that was a little bit more easier to access, right? And not such a big financial commitment where they can come and get a result, and they can then know that what we're talking about, right? And then potentially they can then come into our bigger program at the back end.
Okay. And by the way, how did you hear about me, and what made you decide that it would actually be worth giving me a chance?
I heard about you initially. I found you in the Nothing Held Back Facebook group.
Okay.
I think you made a couple of comments and I was like, this guy sounds like he knows what he's talking about. I like the way he talks. So I'd followed you. And then I'd seen a couple of guys recommend you, right? And it was just about the time where I was thinking about, I need some help here. You came up, a couple of recommendations. We spoke for not too long and I employed you.
That's right. Actually, we didn't speak. As I seem to remember, we just chatted on Facebook Messenger, and you sent me some money before we ever talked to each other. Is that right?
Yeah. I had so much trust in you.
Well, it's good. I mean, we can get into that in a second, but the what we worked on together is something I call the Cash Validator MVP, and a big part of that process is about developing a new offer, and part of that is actually about being able to close deals for 4 and up to 5-figure sums without actually getting on the phone and talking to people, just through messenger apps like Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp. And I was actually able to do business with you in just the way that I was telling you I was going to help you do business with other people. So it was a good early proof that I wasn't full of shit. I actually could deliver.
Yeah, it was. You're right.
Okay. Had you worked with any other consultants the same way we'd worked together beforehand?
Not the same way we work together. I've worked with plenty of people in the marketing space, plenty of companies in the marketing space, plenty of agencies, like when I used to run a bricks and mortar company. But it hadn't really worked in the same way as like we worked. It was very like the way we worked was very, very hands-on. It's very, very quick. It's very, very efficient. There was no bullshit. And It was straight to the point. It was straight into action. It's straight into how do you guys get return on investment?
Awesome. And then what kind of expectations did you have about what working together would deliver for your business when we started?
My expectations were high, but they were lower as to what we actually achieved.
Okay.
Right. So my expectations were to get some clarity on what our offers were looking like. Right. We were looking at our offer from like our own heads, not necessarily our clients' heads. I was looking to get clarity around that. What we came up with was not what I was expecting, but it was absolutely a great option, as we'll come into in a minute.
Okay. So, would you like to just talk a little bit about what we actually did together and what we created and how that was able to deliver a result for your business?
Yeah. So initially we came into working with John thinking that we were going to work actually deeper in our core offer, which was our bigger, like, back end 12-month mastermind. What we came up with was actually a 3-month, a 90-day offer, right? At a lower price point, easier to access, easier for us to talk about. And we came up with it was a very simple strategy on how to market it. But also we went through all the pains of our clients that we knew, but we weren't really vocalizing. We weren't really talking about them. We're talking about in our expert language rather than 5-year-old language, which we learned to talk about. So yeah, we created a fantastic offer and it absolutely worked.
Yeah, it's the 5-year-old language is a thing. I like to call it sitting on the toilet language, because a lot of what happens is when you're sending out these messages to people in your market, you imagine them at their desk fully, they've had 3 cups of coffee, they're ready to, like, they really are focused on what you're saying. But the reality is you're just catching them at moments of their day. Their kids might be shouting, they might be, picking up stuff off the postman, knocking at the door. They might be in the middle of a meeting and looking at their phone on their desk, or they might be sitting on the toilet, and you have to just grab their attention as quick as you can. Do you mind talking about the financial results and outcomes that came from us working together in as much or as little detail as you feel comfortable with?
Okay, yeah, don't mind at all. So investment wise, what we made with John was low 4 figures, right? It wasn't difficult for us to do that.
Oh, you mean what you spent with me? Is that right?
What I spent with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I spent with you was low 4 figures. I can't even remember the exact figure, but I knew it was an easy number for us to work with. The return on that, I actually don't know the X return, but I can tell you that we've done 260. I wrote it down, 266,000 in UK pounds since we created that offer.
Yeah, it's about a 50x return on investment. I charge you close to $5,000 to do that project together.
50, yeah, there you go, 50x return.
My prices have gone up since, so anyone watching this video, don't expect you're getting it for what Pete got it for.
Yeah, but even so, if your prices were, even double that, right? Even triple that, even quadruple that, right? Wouldn't have mattered.
Brilliant. Yes, and we worked together about 7 months ago. So what we did together, was that like a one-time thing that helped your business, or is it actually being able to help you in an ongoing way?
Oh yeah, well it's continuous, and you said that to me actually. That was one of the things that you said. It was like, I will help you create a set of assets, right, which we will use during our time working together. And after we've stopped working together, you've got a choice. You can continue using those assets, or we can do some more work together. Right? And we have absolutely continued to use the assets, and they're still working. Hence why we've continued to make revenue.
Brilliant.
And so it's like we made that initial investment 5K, and then like the curve, right? The ROI would just keep growing and growing and growing, right? Because that's just we don't just use that once, we'll continue to use it.
Okay. Do you think that working with me, apart from the financial side, did it do anything to change your understanding about how you approach your marketing or how you do business?
Yeah, absolutely. It just simplified a few things. And it just, like I said earlier, like we had our head in the weeds of running the business, not necessarily sitting on the client side and like thinking how they're thinking and then being able to put that into words. So like a lot of the copy that John helped us create, we still use. Right. Definitely learned a few lessons around offer creation.
Awesome. And just to wrap up, what would you say to anyone considering potentially doing this process with me and getting their own cash validated MVP?
If John hasn't got, if he has got a wait list, just get on the end of the wait list. Do it immediately. Like if you, especially like if you're struggling with your offer and you want some clarity around that, or you think you just need like a new offer, or you just need another set of eyes on it, like just get John involved. It's a no-brainer, as we would put it. It's a freaking no-brainer.
Awesome. And what are your goals now for yourself this year with your business? Where do you see yourself being in another 12 months time?
We have huge goals. Like even since we last like spoke and created this offer, I think we've opened up probably 3 other offers since that, because we learned a load from it, right? And we've learned how to create no-brainer offers off the back of what John was helping us do. So the goals we have this year are probably we had a fixed 50x return on what you gave us. Our goals this year are probably 50x since we last spoke.
Amazing. That's brilliant, Pete. I'm stoked to hear that. And yeah, it's amazing to see how you guys blown up really fast and getting like more ambitious and doing bigger stuff. And saw you were in Dubai last week and you've got new programs starting, new partnerships developing. It's really, really cool. Yeah, thank you so much for taking time to speak to me today. And any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
You know, I'm happy to do some written, but like I have tried to give John more work since. I'm like, this guy, I've fucking not only did I get return on investment, like myself and my partner thoroughly enjoyed working with John, right? And I've worked with plenty of agencies before, and I'm like, yeah, nah, not going to work with them again, right? I have actually wanted to give John more work because it's a partnership, right? And that's the way we look at this.
Awesome. Well, I'm here for you whenever you want, Pete. Thank you so much for taking the time today. Appreciate it.
Cheers, mate.
Okay, I'm going to stop the recording now.